This is the truck we're driving to South America, if all goes well. That's right. Our 2016 Ford F-350 is the vehicle that will bring us down the Pan American Highway. I'm Dana from HD.Adventuring, and today I'm going to talk about the chassis that we chose for our Pan American trip, why we chose it, and all the modifications we did to bulletproof it and make it ready for this 30,000 mile journey. If you want a tour of the camper, we have that as well in a different video. When we were selecting a vehicle for our Pan American journey, we had a lot of options and we did a lot of research. And by a lot of research, I mean I was a man obsessed on Facebook Marketplace for about 3 weeks. You can ask Heather about that. In the end, we decided on this 2016 Ford F-350 Crew Cab Long Bed. Say that 10 times fast. It's got the 6.7 turbo diesel Powerstroke engine. And while this truck is super capable in stock form, we did quite a few modifications to get it ready for this long trip. First, let's talk maintenance. Preventative maintenance, super sexy, right? Well, honestly, that's the #1 thing you have to do to a vehicle before you do a trip like this. If you do nothing else, preventative maintenance. We changed out every single fluid on the vehicle. We did new brakes, so pads and rotors on all 4 corners, new springs on the front, and we did all of the suspension and steering components on the front end. Our goal is to avoid breaking a major component like we did in Baja last year on our Fuso. So as much preventative maintenance as possible in the States where it's easy to do. Now let's talk engine. This has the 6.7 liter Powerstroke diesel engine. She's a thing of beauty. While this engine is regarded as one of Ford's best diesel engines they've ever made, there are a few shortcomings that it has that we tried to remedy before we got onto our 30,000 mile journey, because it's a lot easier to fix these things ahead of time than while you're on the road. So first up, this truck was deleted by the previous owner. So what that means is the diesel particulate filter was removed. Normally, we are not really in favor of modifying your vehicle too much, especially things like emissions. But anywhere south of Mexico on the Pan American Highway, you are likely to get high sulfur diesel, which if you put high sulfur diesel into a modern engine with a diesel particulate filter, you're gonna clog it up, have a lot of issues, have a lot of regens. So we didn't want to deal with that. So that's why we got a deleted truck. We have the parts. So when we get back to the States, who knows, we might reinstall it to be compliant and to breathe better air. But for this trip, it's kind of what you have to do. Now, we're not rolling coal or putting out crazy horsepower. The tune on this is pretty much stock and it runs quite clean. The real goal of getting a deleted truck was really just to burn the fuel that we have down there and have less complications. The second major change that was done to this truck is a new fuel pump. So the fuel pump is a CP4 stock on this vehicle, and those are known to kind of explode and then destroy like half of the engine without getting too technical here. And if that happens to you while you are down south, I don't know, ship the thing home and try again. You're not gonna be able to get that fixed in a normal time frame because you need crazy amounts of parts and the engine, I think, needs to come out. So we partnered with S&S Diesel to install the DCR fuel pump conversion kit that they sell. That pump is really well regarded. It's simpler. They've modified it so it's pretty much a drop-in fit for this engine. And we had this done by a professional mechanic because it was snowing out and I just didn't feel like tearing this engine apart in the snow. But from what I understand, it was a pretty simple job. And I got the truck back. I didn't notice a thing. And for something like a fuel pump, that's exactly what you want. It just works. So the DCR pump is really just one less thing to keep us up at night. The engine has been running absolutely fantastically, and it's been getting about 15 miles per gallon with the camper on, and we're pretty happy about that. That's not so bad. Obviously, we wish it were better, but with a bunch of off-roading, some highway, some slow, some city driving, 15, not so bad. Now let's talk suspension. So we chose to go with the Bilstein 5100 series shocks in the front and the rear. We put new springs in the front with a 1.5-inch level kit to raise the front end and make room for the 35-inch tires. On the shock side, we just wanted something simple, reliable, maintainable, and cheap, and the 5100 series has never let us down another truck, so we bought them again. While I was doing all this work, I also put in timber and bump stops. We've used them on previous trucks to reduce body roll and sway and just kind of smooth the ride when it bottoms out. And so far they've been great. They're so simple. You don't have to worry about an airbag popping. And yeah, they've smoothed things out on some rough tracks so far. On the rear of the truck, we didn't mess with the springs because they were already heavy-duty springs installed by the previous owner. They look pretty new, and it seems to support the load of the camper pretty well, so we're running it. You see these are not the stock wheels and tires, but they are stock on a F-350 Tremor. They were takeoff from somebody who wanted even bigger tires, so we got them for a super good price. They're 35-inch Goodyear Wrangler Duratracs, and so far so good. Finally, let's look at the front end. So the front bumper on this truck was pretty beat up when we bought it, so we found this bumper on Facebook Marketplace. We installed it, and the reason we wanted this one was because it has room for a winch and some lights. We installed a Smittybilt 12,000-pound winch, and Nightlight sent us these awesome 85-watt front lights that we installed, and they've been awesome. So far, they are so bright. We're not using them so much down when we're on the Pan American because you really shouldn't be driving at night, but we know that if we do have to drive at night, we have some bright lights to illuminate, cows and potholes and stuff. So there you have it, our Ford F-350 that we bulletproofed for the Pan American Highway. Hopefully we made the right choices, but only time will tell. So if you're interested in figuring out how this truck does for us, hit that subscribe button and follow along. We've got a lot of cool content coming and really excited to share it with you. Thanks.